Hello everyone, my name is Iruletho, and I'm bringing you a StarCraft 2 replay between Millennium's Stephano, spawning as the pink Zerg in the top left corner of Shakura's Plateau, and OGS TheStC, spawning as the blue Terran in the top right corner of Shakura's Plateau. Now, OGS TheStC, the only record I could find for him, he didn't actually have any ranked games this season, and last season he was ranked number 1 Diamond. Now don't let that fool you. STC is still a brilliant player, but the only record I could find for him was ranked number 1 Diamond last season. So I don't know if he's changed names since then, although this is clearly OGS TheStC, and the ranking I found was OGS TheStC. Now Thorzane, I pulled up the wrong record. So I actually pulled up Thorzane's record as opposed to Stephano's. So I don't know what league Stephano is in. I have a feeling he's either Masters or Grandmasters. He's a very well-known professional Zerg player, just like STC is a fairly well-known professional Terran player. Stephano scouting the correct base right away, before the Terran could even get his barracks down. Really good read by Stephano. I can't really even call that a read. He just got lucky and picked the right base. Overlord moving down. So far, not a whole lot to comment on. Shakura's Plateau is great for macro maps, so it's really good for Zerg players who like to get a second base really early, maybe even an early third, just to get that economic advantage. But it's also good for Terran, because you have this route you can take with drops when you're spawning in these two positions, or in these two positions, come to think of it. So the Terran is going for a fast expand, the same as the Zerg. So STC is trying to eliminate that usual advantage that the Zerg gets by expanding early. So we had a 14 hatch, 14 pool by Stephano, and a 14 command center, 15 barracks from STC. And there's the gas now going down for STC. No gas yet for Stephano. Drone coming across. He's going to scout what he can scout. He's going to scout what he can scout again. He's going to see this command center. And it'll be interesting to see what response Stephano decides to throw out for this. Obviously, he's going to start picking at this SCV. This would be so interesting if he manages to kill this off. STC already bringing down 2 more to force this drone away. Run, SCV. And this SCV immediately goes back to work on the command center. He's going to chase this SCV until he can get the kill. Nope, there he goes. The drone's now forced to run away. Hatchery almost done. Command center delayed by a little bit. Stephano's now got his queen coming out. No Zerglings yet. Perfectly fine. Terran is not going to have any aggressive units up for a little bit. First Marine is almost 2/3 of the way done now. Gas coming up now for STC. Gas has been done for a little bit less time for Stephano. And it looks like both players are going to take the macro game to heart and just sit back a little bit, drone up, and enjoy a long macro-oriented game. Got a factory now going down for STC. Orbital command almost done. Meanwhile, Stephano is still just sitting back, droning up. He's got second queen just popped. Good larva inject timing. Still only the 1 gas. Metabolic boost now going down for the Zerglings, and he's keeping his guys in gas. He's probably going to end up going into some kind of heavier tech play due to this. Also due to the fact that he's got 2 early bases. And I almost never see anybody do Zerglings off of 2 bases. I'm sorry, it just doesn't happen. Factory finishing up now. He's got a reactor. We might see some early Hellion pressure from OGS TheStC. That's a really fun name to say. OGS TheStC. Yep, he's definitely just waiting for this tech lab to finish, or the reactor to finish. Barracks is going to go over here and probably build a tech lab. I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen a starport yet for a 1-1-1. Yep, there goes the tech lab. First 4 Zerglings coming across the map. First 2 Marines. Just trying to hold the watchtower, get a read on what your opponent's doing. These Marines are going to die for almost free. 1 Zergling does go down, but the other 3 are going to be able to easily pick off this Marine. So the STC was denied any and all scouting. The Zerg player getting a couple of easy kills, but here come the Hellions. And they're going to run right across the Zergling field of vision, so he's going to know they're coming. But they're going to get stopped completely by these 7 roaches that are coming up for Stephano. I don't know if this was a really good read by Stephano or just the build he was trying to go. But he's got 3 roaches out at the front. Where are the other 4 roaches? Here they come. And they're moving away from the base. I don't necessarily like this, because the Roaches are kind of slow off creep without the Roach speed upgrade. And now he's got 4 Hellions to worry about. The Hellions can just bypass these Roaches and go straight into the main. And granted, they still have the Queens to worry about, but no, STC deciding to stay safe, pull back. He's got a bunker back here with a single Marauder. Here come the Zergling Roaches, and it looks like he's going to try to break down this front door really early. And if he pushed up the ramp, he could probably do it, although at what cost did the Zerglings do to these Hellions, I have no idea. And there he goes, he's pushing up the ramp. SCV is pulled off the line to repair the bunker that's not even being attacked. Waste of time by the SCV. Zerglings pulling up, trying to kill the Hellions. There goes the race on the supply depot, and now the Roach is forced to try to attack the bunker. Some of them are attacking the bunker. The SCV is doing a really good job keeping it repaired. All the SCVs over here go down to a couple of Roaches. The bunker falls. The Marauder is eaten almost instantly. There goes the race on the supply depot. STC is going to hold, but he loses the natural. Command Center forced to lift off and fly away. He's going to lose all 3 of these supply depots. Now it's a really good bit of progression by Stephano. STC is now going to be very badly supply blocked. He loses a refinery. And now Stephano almost losing that Roach. There's a tank out now, so STC is going to be able to push this pressure off. But that was really good pressure by Stephano early on. Now you see STC is trying to redrop the command center. He wants to get that second back up as fast as possible to negate the Zerg's economic advantage. I really liked that push. I still think STC could have done really well if he had run around. And now we see a Marauder, a couple Marines, and 2 Hellions getting dropped. Medevac's moving out. We've got a Macro Hatch and an Evo Chamber and a Baneling Nest now coming down for Stephano. Lair Tech is almost done. So behind that push, he teched up to Lair. And I definitely like that. He'll be able to get either Hydralisks or Mutas, whatever he requires. The Zerglings already see the drop. All these Overlords were perfectly poised to stop it. So I don't think Stephano is actually going to get anything done with this drop. I don't think STC is going to get anything done with this drop. Stephano is going to stop it completely. He's got a whole lot of Zerglings now. He's got a Spire in the back. There we go. There's the Mutas. Getting ready to come up. Creep spread's looking pretty good for Stephano. Here comes the drop, trying to come behind and do something, but the Zerglings are already there to stop it. 1 Hellion almost getting picked up. I really like that pickup by Stephano, saving that Hellion. 3rd going down now for Stephano. Now he's got 2 siege tanks. Now this is going to be interesting. He can just sit right here, siege up, and take out this extractor. And with the medevac, where'd the medevac go? There it is. With the medevac up here to provide vision, he'll be able to do that. Or, now I really like this play. This drop over here is just a distraction. There we go. All the Zerglings coming down. And meanwhile, he's got siege tanks and Marines pressuring the back of the main. Spinecrawler is trying to reposition and burrow down. One of them's probably going to go down. Here come the Zerglings, forced to retreat. These tanks. So much damage to Zerglings. All the Marines are probably going to die to their own siege tank splash fire, but no, the medevac's saving them. Now all the drones in the main are going to get taken out. Zerglings, more Zerglings rushing in. Friendly fire from the tanks, killing off a couple Marines. I think the tanks actually did more damage to STC's army than the Zerglings did. Now he's dropped off the rest of that drop. The 3rd down here for Stephano, though, is going to keep him in the game. Hellion's now moving up. If this Lair goes down, that could be kind of bad. But he's already got the Spire Tech up. And here come the 10 Mutalisks now in production for Stephano. Most of them are already out. And with these Mutalisks, he's going to pick up and clean. He's going to pick off and clean up this aggression really easily. There goes the medevac. These tanks have got to get out of there, but I don't think they're going to make it. Mutas is coming in. The tanks can't shoot up, so the Mutas can do whatever they want to the tanks. 1 tank, 2 tank, no more blue tanks. Now he's got a bunch of Marines sitting over here waiting for the Muta counterattack. Here it comes. It's going to run straight into these Marines. 1 Muta down. Almost losing that second Mutalisk. 7 hit points left. So really nice defense by STC against those Mutas. Now Stephano's probably going to come around this way, try to swoop into the back, but already he's building the missile turrets. So the Mutalisk harass play is not going to be very effective. Creep spread is really looking nice for Stephano, pressing out across the map. He's got a bunch of Zerglings and a single Roach here to stop any quick pushes. Meanwhile, there's a quick push coming out. 2 medevacs, a couple tanks, and the 1 Marauder to counter the 1 Roach. The Zergling there just saw it. He's going to redefend. There's the scan, picking off a bunch of creep tumors. Really good for STC to try to limit the Zerg's movement across this creep. As everybody knows, the Zerg move far faster on the creep than off of it. And wow, he just blew another scan. He really wants to stop this creep spread. But all these banelings, I don't know, that's a lot of Marines for those banelings to eat. Siege tanks are going to have to be pretty much perfect. And now this Marine's going to see this third. So STC knows that his Zerg opponent is on 3 bases. He knows that he needs to make this pressure work. But here comes the attack from the Zerg, moving down the ramp. All these Zerglings moving in. The tank's trying to hit the banelings. A huge hit on the banelings. The Marines, really nice spread. The banelings doing almost no damage. Almost all of the banelings died without doing anything, but it didn't even matter. The Zerglings killed off most of those Marines. The medevac's running the wrong way, getting picked off by the mutas. Zerglings now going to clean up this attack very nicely for Stephano. That was a great, great counter push by Stephano. STC has almost nothing up here to defend, but he's going to be able to pick those up, and now he'll be able to hold off this pressure really easily. He's got a couple banelings here. I don't see him going for a bust. The Mutalist now moving up into base. They're going to hit this turret and run away. And he loses a Mutalist there. No, he did not. He did not actually lose that Mutalist. It is down to 2 hit points. So Stephano is showing some really good Mutalist micro, getting those things out of there right before they can die. Third base for Stephano's been up. It's mining completely. +1 air attack just now finishing for the Mutalisks. +1 ground attack going down for the Zerglings now. And usually I see Mutaling against Protoss. But it looks like it's working out pretty well against this Mech Bioball Marine Marauder tank Terran. Got an armory going down, so we're probably going to see Thors to try to counter the mutas. The expansion command center for STC is now being built. And it looks like he's going to go for another drop, although I can't say I agree with this. A whole flock of mutalisks now moving in. He's got 23 mutas, but they're all going to get forced off by these 2 cannons. Cannons deal so much turrets. Deal so much damage to the Mutalist. The Zerglings now pulling back. There's the drop in the third. All the drones forced to pull back. He might lose this net. The hatchery. No, the Zerglings are going to be here to stop it. STC not rescuing his Marines. He could have easily pulled all those guys out of there. The medevac now completely empty. Is going to get picked off for free by the mutas. That was a really nice defense by Stephano, scouting that. But meanwhile, there's another drop up in the main. STC doing a really good job keeping Stephano's army all over the map. The Queen does go down. And this time he rescues the Marines, but here come the Mutalisks. 23 Mutalisks are going to completely destroy this one medevac. I'm sorry. And it even flew way out here, so the Marines can't even do any extra damage. Now we have a lot of Lings moving across the middle of the map. A couple Marines coming out to try to help OGS the STC secure this third. He's got very well-placed tanks, trying to defend this against any Zergling pressure. He's got a planetary fortress to definitely hold. But so many Mutalisks, and just like siege tanks, planetary fortresses don't shoot up. He does have a couple Marines, but this many Mutalisks could just completely destroy all these Marines. +1 attack on the Marines, +1 attack on the Mutas. Focusing down the PF. I really like this decision. It's out of range of the turret. The Marines here, huge attack now coming in for Stephano. That planetary fortress stood absolutely 0 chance. It died so quickly. Now the Thor's out. If he ever clumps up his Mutalist, the Thor is going to be able to do a lot of area of effect damage. But look at all these Zerglings. A whole bunch of Banelings now morphing in. Mutalists, meanwhile, coming up here, trying to do a little bit more damage. If this drop moves out right now, this is going to be so bad for STC. It's going to be picked off almost immediately by these 30 Mutalisks. Is it going to get spotted? Mutalist moving in. He sees the drop. He definitely sees the drop, but he doesn't even care. He's completely devastated the mineral line in the main for STC, although it's already almost mined out, so it's almost like a calling card. Stephano's doing a lot of good damage with the harass. Meanwhile, this drop's getting picked off completely. No damage dealt by STC on that drop. The Zerglings are just there to stop it immediately. Now the Mutalisks are pulling out. I think they're going to go for this third again. Yes. Focusing down the command center, but the Thor is there to force them away. He lost a couple of Mutalisks. Not a big deal. Not when you have 25. Creep spread halfway across the map now. Fourth base for Stephano has been down. I missed it going down. Here's the drop from STC doing very little damage and then forced to pick up. He's going to go down. He's going to see the fourth. But he's already got Zerglings and Banelings here to stop it. One Marine goes down. 2, 3 Marines. He's down to just 2 Marines in that 4 medevac. And another command center now going down for STC. And I wonder if this is a defensive planetary fortress or if it's an attempt at a 4th. I'm not sure. He floated down. He lost this command center, didn't he? He lost his initial orbital command. Very nice play from Stephano. Stephano is now maxed out. 197 food against the 88 of OGS TheStC. And I really don't see the Terran player being able to win this. Stephano, just like in the last game that I cast, Nerchio versus Sock, the Zerg player has gotten an economic lead and just thrown it at his opponent. So many Banelings. That is 82 Banelings. What do you do with 82 Banelings? Well, this is what you do. You throw them at Thors. You throw them at Marines. All those Thors getting taken down so quickly, and there's TheStC calling a good game. And a good game it was. Millennium Stephano completely wreaking havoc on OGS TheStC. Great game by both of these players. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.